Welcome to Buying Tomorrow, where I am betting on the future, one share at a time. And today I'm really going to show you where you can find some free money. It totaled up to a little bit over $800, but I wanted to use a number where I undersell and over deliver. And this is not clickbait. I'm really going to show you how you can get some of this free money and the power of getting some of this free money. So sometimes people want to invest, and the biggest issue is they don't have money to invest, or they're, living paycheck to paycheck. So by making a few simple tweaks, you can get some free money, and let's get started right now. So the first example I have is if you don't have an account at Chase, you can open a Chase checking account and make direct deposits totaling $1,000. So that's a very low bar. And if you look at it, here's some of the fine print. You just open an account, make direct deposits within $1,000, and you have to do it within 90 days. So you have 3 months, and your bonus will be received after 15 days. So if you are a gig worker, all you have to do is transfer where you're getting your money to. Most employers have ADP. If you're on Social Security, you could log in and transfer where you're getting this money to, and it is going to be the easiest $1,000 the easiest $400 you've ever made, because the threshold is so low. The next example that I have is Bank of America. You can make up to $500. Well, you can make more than that, but I think the 300 is realistic. So let's get to the fine print. It has the details. So if you deposit $5,000 within the first 90 days, they'll give you a $300 bonus. So you have to be strategic about when you open this account, because you only have 90 days. But $5,000 is actually a very low threshold, because if you're making $15 an hour, that's basically 2 months worth of pay that you would have to deposit in there, and you'd be eligible for that 300. So if you're doing the math already, we've already found $700 worth of free money. And you don't have to do this at the same time. You would do one. Once you get your bonus, you can decide to just leave the account, and then you open a new account. And I'm pretty sure now that you're aware of this, you can spend some time searching for other banks that are going to allow you to get bonuses simply for making direct deposits. Now, the next way I found for you to make some free money is a little bit more complicated, I would say, is having a Credit Karma account. If you have a Credit Karma account, they're always advertising credit cards that will give you bonus money. But this is very dangerous. You have to have a lot of discipline, and you have to make sure that you pay this on time. This card would work very well because the threshold is not too bad. You have $1,000 again in purchases within the first 90 days, as we can see here towards the bottom, and they'll give you $200. And it's very easy to spend $1,000, whether it's groceries, gas, paying your cell phone, or a combination. And a bonus feature of this card, if you were to be able to qualify, is you have 0% APR for the next 15 billing cycles. So if you have some other credit card debt, I would highly encourage you to roll it over there and divide that by 15 to figure out how long it's going to take you to pay that card off without paying the additional interest. So now, if you, let's say for example, we're making $300 a month payments, but you had interest payments, and now you could transfer it over, and now you're making $275 per month payments, because that's how long it's going to take you to get completely cleared by the 15 months. Now you found $25 per month to invest. And I know you may be thinking to yourself, what's $25? But like Al Pacino said in my favorite movie, or not my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, life's this game of inches. And if you want to win, you have to claw with your fingernails. So the next thing I have, this one's a bit more risky, and I'm going to tell you to be very careful with this one. It's not for everyone. If you have a major purchase to make in your life, then you'd want to apply for this card. So one time I had to replace an AC unit. This would have been an ideal scenario for me. However, I did not know about this at that time. It was during COVID, and I've learned a lot since then. But as you can see with this card, if you spend $6,000 in the first 3 months of opening the account, you'll get $750 back. That's over a 10% return on your money right there. But the reason I say you want to make sure you have something you're going to buy and you have the money on hand is because they are not giving you 0% APR. So every time you're looking at one of these cards, if you decide to go this route, ensure that there's not an annual payment or some kind of annual fee. Try to get 0% APR. And if there is an APR, you want to make sure you have a plan. Like, I need to buy X, I'm going to spend the money, and then 2 or 3 days later, I transfer the payment over. That way, you do not owe any money or you're not paying interest, because the goal is to make money is not to pay the credit card's money. Now, you may think, how significant is this? Let's just say you were to practice one of these strategies one time per year, and you just made $500, and you're 30 years old, you're going to be working the next 35 years, and every year you contributed $500. Would you believe that would put you in the top 50% of retirees by the time you are 65 years old? Because that compounding at 9%, which I'm being a bit conservative, would be a total contribution of $17,500. You would have gotten interest of $100,000 for an imbalance of approximately $118,000. And I wanted to tie it all together with this right here. We're looking at this is from Vanguard, and they're going the median retirement savings for Vanguard defined contribution plans. So this is people's 401ks, 403bs. So the first thing you need to know is roughly 46% of Americans have zero money saved. So this is the last, the other 50% that are saving money. And if you're looking at 55 to 64, half of the people have more than 87,000 and half of the people have less. And this is why I say these inches, they all add up, because just by using my strategy or what I've showed you today, you'd be above this number. And furthermore, it's going to train you how to look at the world a little bit differently, and you're just going to be an opportunity seeking machine. And to close it out, I want to show you this warning where they're saying Social Security Retirement Trust Fund will run dry in 2032 unless Congress acts. So when it runs dry, it's not going to zero. They're saying at 2032, they're only going to be able to cover 78% of the benefits, which means if someone's on Social Security at that time, they're going to take a 22% cut. I don't know if you've ever done this. I'm going to encourage you to log into socialsecurity.gov, ssa.gov, and you can see what your estimated payout is. And I think a lot of times people don't look at that number to see how low and scary it is, and that's why they think they could default on Social Security. And really think about it. We're electing billionaires in this present time in America, and I'm not trying to get political. This is not a political channel, but we're electing billionaires, and everyone else who's in Congress, they're being lobbied. They're getting their campaign funded by rich people. Do you think these people are going to one day say, you know what, tax us more to make sure that everyone can retire in dignity? So I hope you've gotten something from this, and if you have, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I could really use some subscribers, and I'm very thankful for the 5 subscribers I have at this time. And if you'd like to see what else I'm doing on this channel, check out some of the other videos. It's just showing you what I'm doing. It's never investment advice. I just want to share the things that I'm looking at. Thank you, and I hope life treats you well.